To unlock your full potential in hot yoga, and that's what I'm an expert at, you first have to master the art of breath. I travel all across the world in the last 25 years doing workshops, teacher training programs, and just teaching yoga in general. And I see so many people don't know how to breathe properly in the class. And what I'm talking about is the back of the throat vibration. So this first tip is definitely going to unlock your full potential, definitely catapult you into your yoga practice, help your meditation if you're a meditator, and possibly empower your entire life. So in a hot yoga class, a Bikram class, a Barkan class, we start the class with a deep breathing exercise. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Many people don't understand the placement of the back of the throat breath. Inhaling through the nose and the throat are not connected. So I'm not going to tell you about how to do standing deep breathing. Here's another video I did a few months ago. You can check that out after you watch this one. We're talking about the placement of the breath. The back of the throat vibration we call Ujjayi, this yogic breath. Ujjayi means victorious breath. What is it a victory over? Victory over death. Now it sounds a little dark, but it's really true. Once we can get this breath, this is going to awaken the pranic energy and in Hatha Yoga, eventually awaken the Kundalini Shakti energy, these two very powerful, subtle energies.
That sounds great.
And I want to give you an extra bonus advanced tip on breathing, so make sure you watch the video to the very end. Now, before I tell you how to create this sound and place the breath property, I want you to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you want to learn all about hot yoga, tutorials, class flows, factoids like this particular video. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button now. Any questions you have, put them down in the comments below. I get to all the comments. If you're going to a doctor's office and they put a stethoscope on your back and they say, tell you to inhale, most people do this. Like they're sniffing. And a lot of times, especially in our first deep breathing exercise, you say to inhale, they do this. And then what happens is you're sucking the air into your stomach. And you're getting maybe 10%, if you're lucky, into your lungs. So it's not this sniffing sensation, the sniffing movement, or the sniffing technique that you're using. That's not going to help you. Also, in the deep breathing exercise, people usually run out of breath. And the first two, you can only do that for a couple seconds. So they do that for the first second, and then they take 5 seconds to bring their arms up, and they wonder why they ran out of breath because they're not placing it properly. So the proper placement, the proper sound is going to be like this. This is the key, and this is really the crux of this entire video. I don't want you to say, okay, yeah, I get it. No, I want you to really understand what I'm talking about, because this sound, this placement is everything. Like I said before in the beginning of the video, it's going to transform your practice, your meditation, and your life when you can get the sound out.
What I've been looking for.
So how are you going to place the breath properly? How are you going to make that sound? Because if you inhale through the nose, like you say, most people do the sniffing style. We want to create this expansion sound. Now you can hear my lungs are fully expanding. So how can you make the sound? Here's a little exercise that I created. What I want you to do is inhale through your mouth first. Because if you inhale through your mouth, the mouth and the throat are super connected. It's a lot easier to make the sound when you're inhaling through the mouth. However, in yoga class, we want to inhale and exhale through the nose. So here's what you could do. So I want you to do this with me. Sit up nice and tall. Sit up straight. Inhale through your nose first. And exhale. Now inhale through your mouth. And exhale. When you inhale through your mouth, I will bet the breath sounded a lot stronger. There's more volume to it, a lot more substance. Again, the mouth and the throat are super connected. So now I want you to make the same sound through the nose as you do through the mouth. So if you listen to me do it, when I inhale through the mouth, and now I'm going to inhale through the nose, it's just as powerful, it's just as strong, it's just as loud. The pitch is a little different. So here's the exercise that I created. I want you to do it with me. You're going to sit nice and tall. You're going to inhale through your mouth, and about 2 seconds in, close your mouth, but keep the sensation of the inhalation breath. So watch me first before you do it. Let me do it again. I'm continuing to inhale. I'm not allowing my chest to lift up. That's why I'm keeping my hand here at my chest. I'm not going to do this. Because as soon as you close your mouth, that's going to be the tendency. You're going to keep the breath. You're going to keep the chest low. You're going to keep the chest still. You could even do it after a half a second. So let's try it. Exhale, let all the breath go. Inhale through the mouth. Close the mouth. Keep inhaling. Let's do it again. Inhale through the mouth. Close the mouth. Keep inhaling. Now, you still might not be able to get it. It may take you some time, but this is really important and this is key. If you want to empower your practice, power your hot yoga practice, you've got to get this place under the breath. So once again, inhale through the mouth, close the mouth, and continue the sensation. Watch me one more time. And you can hear my lungs expanding now. I can inhale for a long period of time. My lungs will fully expand to their full potential. I can inhale for 15, 20. I'm going to exhale first. And inhale. That's one inhalation breath. Don't just say, okay, I got it, I'll try it. No, you got to practice this. Practice this when next time you're driving in your car, you're taking a nice walk down the street or into the park. You can practice this exercise because once you can get this down, once you can get the back of the throat breath down, the Ujjayi sound is going to empower everything. So let's go into a classroom situation. Let's look at awkward pose, second part. We're not going to just go down into the pose. We're going to inhale first, take a deep breath in. Then lower ourselves down just before the hips go below the knees. Take that deep breath in to empower the pose. Now let's look at awkward pose, third part. Watch this clip. You're not going to just come up. You're going to take a deep breath in. Then come up, let the breath empower the pose. Welcome back to my house. Now, when you're doing third part awkward pose, you just don't come up. Most people, when they just come up, they have to lurch forward. Now, granted, maybe you don't have the strength in your legs yet. Maybe you don't have the core strength to come up with a nice straight back. But if you're close, if you're getting to that place where you're about to come up with a nice, strong, straight back, you've got to empower yourself first with a breath. You're going to rise like you've inflated a balloon. Up and away. That's what's going to happen. Your lungs inflate, and that's going to give you the impetus to get your body up with a straight back, stay in control, and that's one way how you're going to unlock your full potential hot yoga. Now, as most of you know, my niche is hot yoga. That's what I consider myself an expert at. In the Bikram world, Bikram likes to call it the 80-20 breath. I like to call it the percentage breath. I'm still very much in agreement with Bikram. I just don't like to say exactly 80 and 20. So what do I mean by 80-20? What he's talking about is you're going to keep 80% of the breath in your lungs. When you're doing positions that require strength, it's not every single pose that this happens. If you're doing a posture like standing separate leg head to knee, or if you're doing a posture like standing separate leg stretching that doesn't require as much strength, you can let the breath go. Now, let's back up for a second. If you ever taken a vinyasa class or an ashtanga class, a lot of times you're going to hear the Ujjayi sound, but you're going to hear a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We can't do that in the hot room. The reason why we can't take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, because in the hot room, especially if it gets up to 100, 105 degrees, you're going to hyperventilate. It's too hot for that. So in the hot yoga world, what we do is you can inhale deeply. That's fine. It's the exhale. So even a posture like separate leg head to knee or separate leg stretching where you can let all the breath go, it's still a very subtle exhale. You're not going to deep breath out, because if you do that in the hot room, once again, you're going to pass out. But let's get back to the 80-20 now, or I like to call percentage breath, because it could be 70-30, it could be 90-10. You're keeping most of the breath in your lungs in postures that require strength, like the awkward pose, like triangle pose, like eagle pose, but you're letting a little bit of exhale out. But my teacher would say short sips of exhale. And once 15, 20, 25% of the breath leaves your body, you take it back in. And like I say, you can take as much breath in as you want. But you have to be limited at how much exhale you're going to take when you're using postures that require strength. And I'm not just talking about standing poses, floor poses as well. Cobra, locust, full locust bow, that particular series. In fact, the full locust pose, that's when you got to go more 90-10, because once you're up there, it's impossible for you to inhale. Once you're up there, you're cutting off the air the way your body's positioned. So it's maybe 10% out. But postures like fixed firm or reclining diamonds, the actual translation, you can let all the breath go. Half tortoise, you can let all the breath go. So let's talk about timing the breath. Like I said before, in awkward pose, third part, you don't want to just come up. You got to time the breath. Take a deep breath in, and as you come up, exhale. Now, here's a pop quiz. I want you to take this pop quiz and you put your answer down in the comments below before I give you the answer. Let's say a posture like Cobra Pose. First choice, do you inhale and as you come up, exhale? Do you inhale? That's choice number one. Do you inhale, come up to your full position and then exhale? Choice number three. Do you inhale, exhale, and then come up? Which is your choice? Put them down in the comments below what you think is the proper answer. Once again, do you inhale and as you come up, exhale? Do you inhale, come to your full position and then exhale? Do you inhale, exhale, and then come up? Which one of those three do you think is the proper one? Here's the drum roll answer. All three. It's true. It depends on your body type. I'm going to do a video on that pretty soon on your body type and how you can understand your body type and understand your yoga practice. If you're stronger than you are flexible, you're going to have to let the air out sooner because you need more range of motion. So that third choice, you can inhale, exhale, and then come up because you got to let that breath go because you need the range of motion. If you're a lot more flexible than you are strong, then you have to let the air out a little bit later. So you can inhale, come up to your full position, and then exhale a little bit because you're going to need the breath to control it and empower your practice. The average person, however, is the first choice. So if you did number one, that's more closely to the average answer. So if you did number one, you were completely wrong. You inhale, and as you exhale, you're coming up because the breath takes up a lot of room in the body. So you're letting the breath out so you have more range of motion. So here's an extra bonus advanced tip. We're talking about one of my favorite postures, standing head to knee. So this video was taken in 1985. Vikram had come to my studio. He used to come every year for maybe 10, 12 years, stay at my house. And here he is teaching the advanced class to me and my top students. I call them the ninjas. So look at this clip. Here we are in standing head to knee. Now, in the old days, we would hold standing head to knee for 2 minutes. So how can we hold this advanced position? Look how long we held this pose. How can we hold this advanced position for 2 minutes? Because once you get to the full position, you have to understand what parts of your body you're strengthening, what parts of the body are flexible. In this case, just the quadricep muscle of your standing leg and the upper quadricep muscle of your upper leg is pretty much all you're engaging. Everything else is relaxed. And now here's the tip. You have to relax the breath because if you hold on to your breath, you only be able to hold the posture as long as you can hold the breath. Make sense? At the advanced level, you're engaging the quad. Standing leg's pretty much a given at this level, but the upper quad muscles engaged, pretty much everything else is relaxed, especially the breath. You're relaxing the breath. What Bikram would say, breathe normally. And this is the case. You're breathing normally so that you can stay there for a long period of time. Because if you're going to hold this for 60 seconds in an average class, or in the old days, how do we do it for 120 seconds? You had to relax the breath. So that's the advanced tip. If you're doing standing head to knee to the full position, let's go back to that very first exercise that I gave you. Understanding the placement of the breath, the back of the throat, Ujjayi sound. We can get this victorious breath. We can get this into our practice and all the postures that we do. We can bring it into our meditation pranayama techniques, which will also empower your meditation, if that's what you do, and also your life. Like I say, it's victory over death. Victorious breath, victory over death. The breath is the life force. It's the pranic energy. What's what keeps us alive. And now we're maximizing it to its full potential. Get this breathing down. Practice it. Master it. Master the art of breath. Unlock your full potential. So that's our episode for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, you want to learn all about hot yoga tutorials, yogic flows, yogic factoids, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Any questions, comments, put them down below. I get to all the comments, and I'll see you the next video. Bye, guys.